Auridon Lore, Part 1. Crimes of the Daggerfall Covenant, a summary, by Icantar of Shimmerine, Sapiarch of Indoctrination. The kingdoms of the Daggerfall Covenant are inhabited by mongrel upstarts who have cruelly suppressed our Durrani cousins, the High Elves, who were the rightful rulers of northwest Tamriel. They were largely complicit in the rise of the dangerous and genocidal fanatics known as the Alessian Order. They allow their pirates to prey on outmerry shipping. The Bretons are also so indiscriminate that they have accepted the bestial Orsimer as allies. Orsimer, can you imagine? Though capable of mustering substantial brute force, there is no evidence that these degraded hybrids have the wisdom or learning to deal with the mystical disaster now threatening the Mundus. They must be disciplined and subdued as rapidly as possible, so that the Dominion can get on with the business of saving the world and protecting it in the future. Fang of the Sea Vipers, by Tellinger the Artificer. At the request of Her Majesty's advisor, Uletel, I've compiled this brief accounting of the Maoma of Pyandonia, known commonly as the Sea Elves. Read now, and let the light of knowledge free you of your fear. Their ancient history is well known across the Dominion and not worth recounting in detail here. Suffice to say that the archmage known as King Orgnum has long led the outcasts of the Shrouded Isle. He uses foul spells, rituals, and sacrifices to continually renew his youth and vigor. Other rumors you have heard are true as well. The rituals of Orgnum allow the Maoma to control the sea serpents. Some have mastered the art of riding the beasts among the waves, while larger and less docile beasts swim in support of their largest fleets. The fleet that now threatens Auridon, we have learned, calls itself the Sea Viper. Recent events in the Three Banners War have driven the Vipers into the seas around Auridon and the mainland. The opportunistic Maoma now seek their own victories in the war between the alliances. The first Auridon Marines, the Dominion Navy, and others now stand ready to halt the advances of the Maoma. If you see signs of the Vipers, report them at once to your Cannon Reeve or the nearest Dominion officer. Eagles know that the Viper will not take our nest. Be wary, but have courage. Kinlord Rilis and the Mages Guild, by High Incanabulist Valaste of the Guild. As a member in high standing, I feel it necessary to explain the notion that Kinlord Rilis XII is somehow a founder of the Mages Guild. The common folk believe that the Kinlord, in the days before his cruelty and sadism became well known, brokered a deal that reined in dangerous mages and somehow put binders in place to keep the community safe. This is simply not the case. Vanus Galarian, student of AHS, did indeed flout prevailing thought when it came to magical experimentation in large cities. He drew together numerous students and artificers to the city of Firsthold. For the first time he sought to prove the benefit of spellcasters working in close proximity, not for a mighty ritual, but for study, experimentation, and a sense of camaraderie. This simple premise so terrified the people of Firsthold that they turned to their ruler, Kinlord Rilis XII, now known by many less polite titles. Rilis was first and foremost a political animal. He saw in Galarian's folly, as it was known at the time, a chance to play the mages and common folk off against each other. The much speculated upon Charter Conclave brought together Rilis, AHs, Galarion, and other notables from across the Isles and the Stygic Order. By common agreement, it is true, no records were kept at that meeting. But mark my words here, Adept. Rilis allowed the meeting, allowed Galarion to do what he did, to further his own ends. In retrospect, of course, the legacy of our team is the proud heritage of the new Mages Guild. We now boldly gather together under the guild banner, and will no doubt do so for many centuries to come. Just let it be remembered, Rilis XII was a dangerous mer. Even at the time of the conclave, he trafficked with dark powers and made pacts with Daedra. The proud order we all now serve is here despite his best intentions, not because of them. Life in the Eagle's Shadow. First morning star. A new year and a new start. Cyrune agreed to be my betrothed last night. I'm the luckiest Mer Mathiasen. I've already made arrangements with Yondin to use the forge. I'm going to melt down my father's old blade and use it as the base for a Ring of Mara. Mathiasen steel is good enough for the troops, right? It will be good enough for my true heart. Third sun's dawn. The heralds are shouting in every square across the island. There's a new queen, and we're all now part of some kind of alliance with Wood Elves and Khajiit of all people? The Altmeri Dominion, they're calling it? I couldn't be prouder, but father has done nothing but grumble. He says letting in those kind of folk into the island will be bad for business. 10th sun's dawn. Cyrune and I sneaked out in the middle of the night and made for Skywatch. It was so exciting bedding down by the side of the road, like we're in the Fighters Guild. The handbills telling of the parade have been all over the island, and we decided we couldn't let something like this pass by. I'll be thrice cursed by the old Mer, I know it, but damn him for a fool. Miss a chance to see the Queen, the Main, and the Bosma Treethanes? Not on your life. 11th sun's dawn. If today was any indication, father was right. The parade was amazing, with Her Majesty leading a phalanx of Marines up the path to the gates. Then came the Treethanes with their wily jungle rangers. Vindusk, I think someone said. And then the Main with those braids. Amazing to see the Khajiit warriors on display. Much more pleasing than the furry sneak thief I caught with his hand in my coin purse. I tried to catch him before he made off, but he dove in between some of those damn dock workers that were so obsessed with their frog races they didn't even look up. And then he was gone. Cyrune said it was all right, but that we'd just have to leave earlier than we'd planned. Damn it. Just hate to let her down. 17th sun's dawn. Damn them all. Everything's been a mess since Cyrune and I came back from Skywash. Father was furious we'd left, and when I told him how many coins that cat took, well, bastard hasn't beaten me like that since I was learning to forge. Then a few days ago, they pulled all of us into the Forge Master's office. Condolin had gotten word that with the new alliance, Trade Master can start hiring some of those folk. Tossing a certain number of jobs to them will net you extra coin from the Thalmor. And so he dropped father's contract. Been with the Forge for decades, and now catmen and cannibals are doing the job, all because of this damned alliance. Father's beside himself, about the steel more than anything. Says they won't know how to cure it right. Stars above, what's happening? Second first seed. My life is ruined. I'm on the run and everyone I knew and loved hates me. Damn the Dominion, our smiling queen to boot. It all started when that recruiter for the Battle Reeve came to town. He was looking for volunteers for the Dominion military. When no one came forward, he said he'd be empowered to take conscripts. Cyrune's brother. He also grabbed the twins, Teleri and Tamriel, shoved us into line with the gang of others and started us down the road. We weren't a mile before Tamriel snapped, went crazy, screaming about how he couldn't fight dark elves, that they use your body to hatch spiders in. He'd made a break for it, and a bunch of us used that chance to run as well. I'm holed up in a cave near Celestian. My father is penniless. My bride-to-be will still soon think me a traitor. The damn cats and runty elves are taking over the island, and the military is putting young children on the front lines. This isn't the homeland I grew up in. 5th first seed. I was reduced to trying to steal something from my evening meal, and of course I was caught. I slipped into Celestin after dusk, the smell of some delicious whitefish wafting on the breeze. I hadn't eaten anything worthwhile since the morning the recruiter came to town, and I had that delicious spiced bread Cyrune's mother made. I slipped into town and tracked the smell to the local inn. I was trying to figure out how to get into the kitchen when a big beefy hand fell on my shoulder, one of the Cavernrine's men. He knew exactly what I was doing, almost like he'd been watching me since I got into town. Now I'm sitting in a cell underneath the Reeves' manse, waiting his justice. At least they let me keep my journal here. Damn you, Irene. Damn you, Dominion. 10th first seed. My old life is over, and my new life under the veil has begun. It turns out the Cavernrine himself, an honourable man named Valano, has experienced his own doubts about the future under the Dominion. He used to be good friends with the Queen even, but worries how the years have changed her now. Villano is a member of the group called the Veiled Heritance. They're a group of freedom fighters willing to do what has to be done. They're willing to make the hard choices and stop the spread of foreign influence on our soil. I was brought up out of the cellar below Silison thinking I was going to do hard labor. Instead, I found a new family. Villano said he knew all about my problems, even knew that I'd been taken by a Dominion recruiter. Said that he was willing to help me help myself. And I will. I hope you've been enjoying these lore readings. Let me know in the comments below. Come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC, where I stream the Elder Scrolls Online 4 days a week. I'd love to see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.